Because without your body, you're not going to have much of a life. So please take this seriously. Like, I'm not just saying this for fun. This is a huge thing. You need to stop. You need to stop thinking that there's just going to be a simple fix and life is going to be super easy for the rest of your life. Life isn't easy. It never is. Hello, you guys. So today I am here with actual notes, yay me, and we are going to talk about why you need to stop chasing skinny and you need to invest in your pleasure instead. What do I mean by this? Well, this has been a huge trend lately, and it's pretty interesting because a couple years ago I was really on this health and wellness kick that was really chasing skinny. And I didn't realize it at the time because a lot of people say you should be healthy, but what they really mean is you should be thin. And if you're listening to their literal words and not the energy behind the statement, it can be a little bit confusing in the beginning to kind of figure out what this means and how to navigate. So weight has always been a big issue, I think, in most girls' lives. I definitely know it was with mine. I was surrounded by women who hated their bodies, who wished they were skinny, who thought that within this skinny body that they wanted to be would be, I guess, all they had ever wanted. So first of all, skinny is not going to get you much of anything. It'll get you approval from other people, but the thing about approval from other people is it becomes a prison. If that's all you care about, it's going to be the prison that you create for yourself. There's this quote, and I'm gonna try and see if I can remember it, where it's, they say, be careful what you wish for, because it might all come true. And it's this idea of like your dream becoming a limitation. So, the first reason why you need to stop chasing skinny is because it makes you so boring. If you're going to be caring about what other people think of you, let me just tell you right now, we think you're boring. So stop being so focused on this thing that really doesn't make you more likable. 2, when you're chasing skinny, and I mean like you won't eat, you won't allow yourself any bite of cake, you won't allow yourself to be like going out to dinner with your friends, and you just refuse to really eat, it makes you so unpleasant to be around. Like your mood, it just sucks. You're no fun. Please be aware, I have been this person, okay? So it makes you unpleasant because your body doesn't have regulated hormones, and it makes you grumpy, and it just makes you so moody to be around people who enjoy food or around food in general, because you don't believe that you can have a good relationship with food and still eat it, or you're judging other people subconsciously, or maybe even you're judging them on purpose and you know it. Either way, makes you super unpleasant. So I don't know why you're chasing that. 3rd, your body will revolt. Your body is built to be holding on to fat because fat is good for survival. Please remember, I'm a nurse. I actually have a background in studying health. So not only have I gone through the schooling and become a nurse and practice as one, I love studying nutrition. And it is incredibly interesting to me, and I don't think I'll ever stop learning. So, what does your body do when you yo-yo diet or you try to decrease your calories to a state where you really cannot continue to live? Your body is going to decrease your metabolism all the way down. It's going to say, you're trying to kill me. I don't want to die. So now your body and you are working on different goals. And why would you want this? Your body is going to make sure that anytime that you do eat something that's high in calories, it's going to hang on to every single calorie. It will be stored no matter what. And then of course you're going to have issues like inflammation as well. You can have insulin resistance. There is a whole slew of things that can happen to you as a result of abusing your body. So please stop doing that. Now, let me tell you what you should be doing instead so you can actually live a good life and have a body that works with you instead of against you. So, first of all, please make sure you're doing this for the right reasons. If you want to be smaller, I understand. Personally, I am on a weight loss journey right now. But I have been very small before. I'll see if I can find a picture from a couple years ago when I was just working super hard, but I was also really stressed and I was just going through a lot. So yes, I was really fit. I was pretty healthy. I had a lot of muscle, but I did go through quite a lot of trauma since then. So you can see my body does not look the same, and that was a lot to process. So let me tell you how I approach my health and wellness now from a much more healed and mature perspective than I was at this point in my life. So now, instead of putting skinny as the most important thing in my life, it really has just fallen off completely. I don't care about the skinny look. I care about being able to walk as much as I would like to walk. I care that when I wake up in the morning, my hormones are setting me up for success. I care that when I eat food, I actually get to experience the sensual nature of the deliciousness being on my tongue in such a way that it feels like a spiritual moment. So yes, I love food, and there is nothing wrong with that. And I think a lot of people think that there's something sinful about loving food. But you guys, we have to eat. We have to drink water. These are non-negotiable things. So do you see how pointless it is to try to create all this morality around food and around weight and all of these things that are just such a normal part of living? Like, we need to eat, so why not enjoy it? Why not make it the most beautiful experience you can make for yourself? If you focus on your health and wellness from a loving, appreciative perspective, here's what can happen for you, okay? You are going to find a sustainable lifestyle that allows you everything that you need while also giving you a structure to follow, so that you're not, every day should not just be about pleasure, and every day should not just be about structure. You should have both. And if you create your structure and you make sure that pleasure is given in every day, what is going to happen is you're going to stop having these huge cravings coming up from inside that come from restricting yourself to the point of your body revolting again. Your body wants to work with you. You can work with your body. Now, it may take some time for you to repair that relationship with your body if you've been cruel to it and hated on it your whole life. And of course, it's not your fault. Many people hate their bodies. Many people hate or teach other people, like their children or their family members, or my mom and my grandma and everyone, the teachings that seem to come from those around us are such that we feel that in order to live, we must hate our bodies. It's just what people do. And that's not true at all. So, if you have sustainability, your health will become like a non-issue. For me personally, I feel so good and I love working out. I love lifting heavy weights and I love doing yoga. I love eating fruits and vegetables. I love drinking lots of water. So for me personally, like, this is so easy for me to do. And then I just track my food every day to ensure that I'm getting a decent amount of protein, carbs, and fats every day so that I make sure that I'm not doing a yo-yo thing where one day I have very little, so then the next day I want so much, and it's just like all over the place. I actually make sure that I'm taking in enough calories and enough macronutrients that are going to nourish my body. Of course, eating vegetables is very important because why? We have all of these microbiota in our stomach. This means like all the little bacteria that help us digest our foods, that help keep our gut running smoothly and helps keep the bad bacteria from growing in big amounts. You need to feed them. You need to feed them healthy foods. So this is the book that I read about 2 years ago. I loved it. I thought it was so interesting. There was so much science in it, and I love science. And it just reminded me like why it is so important to have a diverse diet filled with fiber. Because a lot of people think that fiber is mainly just like cleaning your gut. But that is not true. According to this book, which please read it if you're interested in this, each fiber, pretty much in fruits and vegetables, everything has like a different chemical makeup. And there are bacteria who need specific fiber, I guess, molecules, components that are in this fiber, to flourish. And so by having a diverse diet, what is it doing? It's making you super, super healthy. And then not only is this good for your gut, but apparently your gut health relates to your mood. So the healthier your gut is, the healthier your mood becomes. So huge, huge life-changing information in here. You definitely need to be eating healthy foods. Now, don't be one of those people who says, oh, healthy means low calorie. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying eat good food and make sure that you are structuring in such a way that every day you have a decent amount of food and you don't feel the need to be super hungry or like super overstuffed for the next day. Personally, I right now, I think I'm eating 1,700 calories a day, and I'm losing weight at about a rate of 1 to 2 pounds per week on average. And I am really interested in having a sustainable lifestyle, so this works for me. Please decide something that works for you. This is something that takes time, right? Losing weight, there is no quick fix. If there's a quick fix, it's not a healthy fix. So stop trying to chase stupid stuff because you just get stupid prizes, okay? Like, I get so pissed off when I think about a lot of the ways that people try to lose weight, because it really is just punishing your body in a new way. And people act like, oh, you could just do all this traumatic stuff to your body and it's not going to come out. Yes, it will. Your body will have its vengeance. Like when you overwork and you refuse to take breaks, your tendons are going to be shot and you're going to be sitting on the sidelines for a long ass time while your body tells you, think about what you've done. Because it's going to happen again. I will do it again. And make sure you take care of me, the body. Because without your body, you're not going to have much of a life. So please take this seriously. Like, I'm not just saying this for fun. This is a huge thing. You need to stop. You need to stop thinking that there's just going to be a simple fix and life is going to be super easy for the rest of your life. Life isn't easy. It never is. You're just trying to optimize the systems that you do have, the resources that you do have, so that you can live a better life. You're conditioning your body to be healthy more of the time so that you can have more pleasure more of the time. So, now that we've talked about what to put in, let's talk about why you need to have muscle. You need to be lifting weights because your muscle is going to be crucial in your carbohydrate digestion. So when you eat sugars, your blood sugar spikes unless you eat your vegetables first or you have like a vinegar pill first. What this does essentially is it occupies some of those receptors that take in carbohydrates and it keeps your blood sugar from spiking. So there's so much research about blood sugar. I have watched tons of videos, so I don't even know where to say, oh yeah, go to this video. There is a girl on YouTube, she goes by Glucose Goddess, and I will link some of her videos in the description below for you to go learn more about glucose and the role it has in your body, especially when you eat it at first. So there's so much research around like how to keep these glucose spikes from happening, so you can go look at that. But why are glucose spikes not good for you? It creates too much sugar for your body to quickly digest. And when you have a decent amount of muscle, your muscle is able to store some of those sugars for use later. If you don't have muscles, that is going to be stored as fat. I don't care how much I don't care how little you're eating. That is what's going to happen. Not only is it important for you to keep glucose spikes from just going through the roof, you will also find that when you're under stress, your blood sugar will go up. And this is because your body's releasing cortisol, which is a part of the fight or flight response, and it's basically making sure that there's plenty of sugar in your bloodstream for quick reactions. But of course we know cortisol is going to make you puffy, it's going to make you feel bad. It has so many inflammatory qualities about it, so you will need to decrease your stress. Please, 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 okay? So, if you are trying to be a feminine person, You need to be in your pleasure. And if your body is healthy and wants to work with you, you can actually take in and receive all this pleasure, okay? And this is from just like sitting here and listening to the wind outside in the trees. Because I'm very calm, my body is healthy, my body is well balanced, I'm calm, I'm relaxed, so I can actually receive pleasure through my senses. When I ate my breakfast this morning, it was wonderful. It tasted so good. It was so nutritious. And so now I'm going to be able to do plenty of work for the next few hours because I had such a good, nutritious breakfast. I'm not going to feel like I'm starving. I'm not going to have brain fog. So I'm going to be able to be in the flow and be creative and have a wonderful time. Because I've had lots of good nutrition lately. My eyes are very strong. When I look around, I can see the colors. The colors are very bright. It's very easy for me to spot things that I enjoy because I'm in a space where I can actually receive joy from seeing things. When you are in a place of balance and wellness, it is so much easier to live your life. Because think about this. When you're chasing skinny, the first thing that's happening probably is your comparison. So you are going to be in a negative state of mind. You're going to be looking around. Everything's going to be proof why you suck, why you need to lose all this weight, why other people who are skinnier are better. And there's just going to be all this negativity swirling around your mind. Second of all, you're going to skip breakfast. You're going to feel so terrible. You are going to have brain fog like crazy. You're not going to feel smart. You're not going to feel confident. Your breath is probably going to smell bad because you don't have like any nutrition on board and you're just like basically starving. You're like a walking corpse. So you are going to be cold because your body doesn't have enough energy on board to burn the calories that you have because it's in starvation mode. So you can't afford to be warmer than you need to be. You're not going to be creative. You will not be radiant. You will not be passionate because you don't have the energy to do this. Can you see how dull and gray the life is? That life can be when you are just in a state of perpetual skinny or chasing skinny perpetually. It's such a sad way to live when you contrast it with what can be. Because when I look out into the world, I am never hoping to see a homogenized group of people. That's like the most boring thing in the world. I want to see people of all types of diversity, different hair, different makeup, different body shapes, different outfits. I want to see people expressing themselves in a unique and passionate way. I think this is what makes life so much fun, is because I'm not like anyone else. Why would I want to look like anyone else? I want to look like me. I want to have fun being me. And so because I live this way, I have taught myself to be like, I am the best person. The best body shape in the world is the one that I have. The best hair in the world is the hair that I have. The best face in the world is the face that I have. The best outfits in the world are the ones that I wear. Like, can you see how much better you feel about life if you think that everything you have and all that you are is just the best? You start feeling like you're so lucky. All of a sudden, things are coming to you from every direction. People are coming up to you, giving you opportunities and sharing your work with their friends. And you're just the luckiest person alive. Why? Well, because you started looking for all the reasons why what you have is good. And you've become more attractive and more magnetic as a result. Because people are so attracted to people who love themselves. Because the more you can love yourself, the more you are able to love other people, because there's no judgment in you at yourself. So you're just so much kinder and so much sweeter to people around you because you're in pleasure. So when you're in pleasure, what's the point of being upset? What's the point of being cruel? It's pointless. It doesn't make sense. So, it increases your radiance, I covered that, boosts your mood, life feels easier, it helps you become more sensual, and you get to live longer. You get to live a longer, better life. Of course, assuming that you don't die before you get to experience old age. But why wouldn't you want to be alive? Look around, look how blessed we are. I mean, life just keeps getting better and better for me every year. I want to keep being alive. I want to be more vibrant with each passing year. I want to learn how to have a better life with each passing year. So I hope this video inspired you. I hope it reminded you, both from a kind perspective, but also from a more disciplined perspective, that chasing skinny is stupid. It makes you unlikable, and it makes you hella boring. Okay? So if already you weren't sure, let me just put it that way. But if you were already kind of cycling out of that mindset and you already wanted to be in a more loving, in a more love-focused way of promoting wellness, I've got you. That is how I live every day. So I can tell you a little bit more about my diet. So I have about a 30% split between proteins, carbs, and fats. And I eat consistently for 6 days out of the week. Every 7th day or once a week, me and my husband will go and have a cheat meal. Basically where we go somewhere we want to go that has delicious food that we really love, and then we just have that one meal and we make sure that we are satiated, and then we go back to having our regular scheduled macronutrient based diet plan. Personally, I make sure that every meal that I eat is going to be either started with a salad or I love frozen vegetables a lot because they're so easy. So I'll start with vegetables, or if I don't feel like eating vegetables, at least I will have a vinegar pill, so that I'm making sure that when I eat those carbs that they're not going to flood my system immediately, and then I have more time to digest it. It's really good if after a meal you can do some type of activity like walking or yoga or something that is stimulating your muscles to get your carbohydrates into your muscles so that it's not floating around in your bloodstream. And then every day, of course, I just kind of note how I feel. So with this diet, I just go, am I feeling more hungry than usual? Why might that be the case? Do I feel like I need to change my caloric intake at any point? And that's pretty much how I do it. I also love going to the gym. I love lifting, but since I had a broken leg and since I hurt the ligament in my right hand, my lifting regimen has been far gentler than it used to be. because my ligaments and my tendons, they are very slow at returning to their strong state. And it's very important for me that I don't re-injure them. So a lot of times I do actually end up doing body weight exercises as well. But if you're more interested in what I do personally, you can ask and I can answer. But I think this is a good place to stop this video. So thank you again for watching. I hope you're inspired and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.